Welcome to Living with Intention. I want to talk to you today about self-care. Self-care is something that I definitely incorporated in my life when I was younger, and then there was a certain point where I just did not care about myself. And then through a major experience in my life, wow, I need to start caring for myself better. I learned that third, my fourth year in college, I realized that I was going through a downward spiral and I needed to get myself out of it. I kind of had to stop digging the hole that I was putting myself in, and I had to leave everything that I knew because I couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't about me running away. It wasn't about me not caring for the people that I was leaving. It's just that I cared about myself more, which everybody is supposed to realize. You need to love yourself because there's only one you. You cannot go through life being on empty. You can try going through life being on 50%, but there's no way that people are going to really see you shine if you're not on 100. And that's something that I realized a few years ago, and I decided to leave everything that I'm used to go to a new place and reinvent myself in a way. But life happened, and I had to come back to my home where I grew up, where I learned a lot because many times I have moved back and forth from different states. And for some apparent reason, every time I come back here, something major happens where I have this major life lesson and I decide to move and I have to come back. And now thinking about it, it's like you are running away from your problems. Nice try. You're coming back. You have to face this. You have to learn that you have to face your troubles head on. It's simple as that. And when the time comes to really move, when the time comes where all your lessons here are over, that's when it's like, okay, you can go. You could come back and visit, but you don't need to stay here anymore. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. A couple of days ago, I decided not to eat meat for 3 days because it is Easter time. And those who are religious, they either fast for the complete 40 days or they will fast on Fridays. And because Easter is pretty much right around the corner, I decided for the last 3 days of Easter, I wasn't going to eat meat. There are the pros and the cons. The pro is I am not as heavily dependent on animal protein, which is nice. But on the first day, okay, I decided not to eat meat. I need to find something to eat. What am I going to do? So I decided to get pizza, which was good and bad at the same time. Good because it's pizza. I love pizza. I'm trying to figure out who doesn't love pizza, but hey, what can you do? It's where I got the pizza. And I felt that I was punishing myself by the time I was done with it. Why did I do this to myself? That made me think about self-care and how much you really need to think about what are you putting in your body and how do you feel after you put food or vitamins or medication into your body. What is it making you feel at that moment, and what is it going to make you feel in the long run. I want to say that if you look online, there are so many ways that you can learn what self-care is. Me, I just think that if I find something that I really enjoy and find something that makes me kind of clear my mind, I find that as a way to practice self-care. Me, I just think that if I find something that I really enjoy and find something that makes me kind of clear my mind, I find that as a way to practice self-care. That can be giving myself a facial or going out for a walk and feeling the wind blow or going on a retreat. That is something that I highly recommend, going on a retreat, even if it's like for 2-3 days, even if you just have to stay home and kick everybody out of the house. Take a retreat, have a staycation. Just stay away from technology, don't go on social media. You can watch a movie here or there, but just try not to connect with the outside world. That's something that I really like to do. It makes me feel refreshed by the end of it. And I feel that so many good things can come out of it. I feel like I could be more creative, be more productive. It gives me a time to really think about what's going on in my life, some things that I can improve, some things that I want to change, some things that I want to let go. I think that's very important. I actually think that self-care is a discipline. When I say self-care is a discipline, it is that it is something that you are learning and practicing throughout the day and every day. And it's not just a habit that we decide to put in our daily rituals. It's something that is just like breathing. It is waking up and opening up your eyes. That is what self-care is. Self-care is breathing good air, knowing that you need to breathe good air. Self-care is laughing, listening to good music. Self-care is being with the people that you want to be around, that make you happy, that make you smile, that make you laugh, that make you think. That's what self-care is to me. I definitely recommend you try some of what other people say what self-care can be, but I think self-care should be tailored to you. The last thing I wanted to touch on was that if you just happen to be watching this video about self-love or about self-care, there's something very similar about them. If you know what it is, please do comment below. But when it comes to self-care and self-love, with intention, you definitely can achieve self-love and self-care at the same time. I know that people will say that self-care and self-love are the same thing. I don't really think so, because I definitely know that when I was younger, I didn't care for myself, but I loved myself, or I loved myself, but I didn't care for myself. So I think that now, if I use the intention, I can achieve both, and they can be used interdependently. And I definitely know that if each of us are thinking about self-care and self-love, and as well as using the intention, we can achieve a greater goal when it comes to giving ourselves self-love and self-care separately. So I wanted to say thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more. And I would love if you decided to share this with the people around you or to the world. That's really up to you. But thank you again, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.